What if the map you've been searching for your whole life wasn't for a place out there, but for a world hidden deep inside of you? There is a quiet but persistent feeling that hums beneath the surface of modern life. A sense that you are a traveler in a land that isn't quite your home. You followed all the known roads, collected the accolades, built a life that is supposed to feel complete. Yet in the silent moments, just before sleep, or when you catch your own reflection in a window, you feel a pull towards a place you can't name, a memory of a different kind of reality, a different way of being. This feeling isn't a sign that something is wrong with you. It is the opposite. It is the call of your own undiscovered country, the vast and silent world that exists within. Today we speak of this inner world, not as a metaphor, but as a real explorable space that holds the answers you seek. We will call it the inner earth, the foundation upon which your outer world is built. In this conversation, we will turn to one of the most mysterious and profound texts ever gifted to humanity, the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. But we will not approach them as historians or academics, seeking to prove or disprove their physical existence. Instead, we will treat them as their author intended, as a sacred map. Today, I will show you how to read this map. This isn't a guide to a physical realm hidden beneath the planet's crust, filled with strange creatures or lost civilizations. No, the journey is far more intimate and infinitely more important. This is a guide to the inner earth of your own consciousness, the hidden kingdom of your soul. You will learn to recognize its landscapes, understand its laws, and begin the great work of uniting your inner self with your outer life. This is the path to remembering who you truly are, beyond the name and the story you have been told. This journey into the self can feel lonely, but it doesn't have to be. If this call to explore your inner world resonates with you, share a single word in the comments that describes how you feel right now. Your word will be a beacon for others who feel the same, a quiet acknowledgement that we are not alone in this search. This space is a sanctuary for these conversations, for the whispers of the soul that are so often ignored by the loud outer world. Subscribe to join our circle, and together we will continue to explore the forgotten truths and the ancient paths that lead back to ourselves. Your presence here matters, for in sharing our light, we illuminate the way for one another. The Emerald Tablets contain a key that unlocks this entire journey. It is a phrase you may have heard, but perhaps not in this context. The Master Thoth wrote, "That which is below corresponds to that which is above, and that which is above corresponds to that which is below, to accomplish the miracle of the one thing." Let us pause here. This is the master key to the map. Above is the world you see, your physical life, your relationships, your career, your conscious thoughts. It is the world of action and effect. Below, however, is the inner earth. It is your subconscious mind, your emotions, your intuition, your soul's memory, your deepest beliefs. It is the world of cause. The miracle of the one thing is not some distant, magical event. It is the conscious, sacred union of these two worlds. It is the moment you realize that your outer reality is a perfect mirror of your inner landscape. To change your life, you do not struggle with the reflection in the mirror. You must journey into the world that is casting the reflection. You must descend into the below, your inner earth, to understand and transform the above. This is not just a philosophy, it is the fundamental law of reality. Now that we hold the key, let us unfold this ancient map and begin our journey. The tablets do not lay out a simple, linear path from point A to point B. Instead, they describe timeless landmarks within the inner earth, realms of consciousness you must visit to reclaim your wholeness. Think of them as the great domains of your inner kingdom. We will start with the first and perhaps most challenging landmark to navigate, the Hall of Amenti, which we will understand as the Cave of Forgotten Memories. Let's go deeper now and see what awaits us in the quiet dark of our own being. So we stand at the threshold. The Emerald Tablets call this place the Halls of Amenti, the underworld where the soul is tested and reborn. But let us strip away the grand, intimidating name for a moment. Let us call it by its true function. It is the cave of your forgotten memories. It is not a place of punishment, but a place of reclamation. Everything you have been, everything you have felt, every belief you absorbed without realizing it, lives here. Your outer life, the world you see above, is merely the intricate pattern of shadows cast by the light and shapes within this cave below. To understand your life, you must be brave enough to carry your own light and walk inside. Let us take the first step. Block 1. The entrance and the nature of inner darkness. The first thing you feel at the mouth of this cave is a hesitation. It is not always a dramatic, heart-pounding fear. More often, it is a subtle resistance. It is the sudden urge to check your phone. The thought that this is pointless or silly. It is the wave of exhaustion that washes over you when you try to meditate or simply sit in silence. This resistance is the guardian at the gate. Why is it there? Because you have been taught your entire life that darkness is empty, that it is negative, that it is a place where you get lost. You have been taught to fear the unknown. Think about it in your daily life. You hesitate to have that difficult conversation because you don't know how the other person will react. You avoid looking at your true financial situation because the numbers might reveal a scary truth. You put off asking yourself, am I truly happy? Because the honest answer might demand a change you feel unprepared to make. Each of these is a small-scale version of standing before this inner cave and choosing to turn back to the familiar, well-lit world. But here is the forgotten truth, the one that the mystics of all ages knew. The darkness of the inner world is not empty. It is simply unseen. It is not a void. It is a womb. It is a space filled with potential, information, and raw energy. The fear is not of the darkness itself, but of what you might find within it. The fear is that the you have built, the personality you present to the world, might be revealed as a fragile mask. The world above tells you that progress is made by adding things. More knowledge, more money, more relationships, more experiences. This is the illusion. True knowledge, the wisdom of the inner earth, is not found by adding, but by taking away. It is found by stripping away the noise, the distractions, the borrowed beliefs, until you are left with the silent, potent truth of your own being. The journey into this cave is not about getting lost. It is about getting found. It is the process of unforgetting who you were before the world told you who you should be. Do you feel it now? That gentle pull to look away? Don't fight it. Acknowledge it. It is simply the first whisper from the world above, begging you to stay where it is comfortable. Smile at it and let us take another step inside. Block 2. The echoes on the walls. The imprints of your past. As your eyes adjust to the gentle inner light you brought with you, you begin to see patterns on the cave walls. They are not carvings of ancient battles or forgotten kings. They are the echoes of your own past. These are the forgotten memories, but they are not like files in a cabinet, neatly labeled age 5 fell off bike or age 15 first heartbreak. No, they are living, breathing, energetic imprints. A harsh word from a parent, spoken in a moment of anger, became an echo that now whispers, "You are not good enough." A moment of abandonment on the playground became an echo that now insists, "You will always be left alone." A time when your vulnerability was met with ridicule became a powerful echo that now commands, never show weakness. These echoes are not just memories, they are the architects of your reality. They are the invisible programs running your life above. Think of a pattern in your life, one that repeats itself no matter how hard you try to change it. The same kind of relationship that always ends in the same kind of pain. The same self-sabotage that kicks in right before you achieve a major goal. The same flash of anger or wave of anxiety that seems to come from nowhere. You are not cursed. You are not broken. You are simply hearing an echo from the walls of your own inner cave. You are living out a story that was written long ago, a memory you have forgotten, but your body and soul have not. This is the great illusion of the conscious mind. We believe our reactions are chosen in the present moment. It seems like you are angry because of what someone just said. It seems like you are anxious because of an upcoming event. But the ancient wisdom of the inner earth teaches us that the present moment is often just the trigger for a much older echo. The real source of the emotion is not in the above of the present, but in the below of the past. The work here is not to blame the past or the people in it. The work is to become an archaeologist of your own soul. It is to hold your light up to these echoes on the wall and see them for what they are. To say, ah, there you are, I see you. I understand where you came from. The moment you see an echo with consciousness, it begins to lose its power. You are no longer possessed by it. You are the observer of it. This is the first great act of liberation. What is the most persistent echo you hear in your life? Do not judge it, just notice it. That is where your work begins. Block 3. The Guardian of the Threshold. Understanding the ego. As you venture deeper, you will encounter a presence. It is powerful, convincing, and it sounds exactly like you. This is the Guardian of the Threshold. In modern terms, we call it the ego. This is not an evil entity to be vanquished. To see it as an enemy is the first and greatest mistake a traveler can make. The Guardian is a protector. Its sole function is to maintain the integrity of the world above, the identity you have so carefully constructed. It wants to keep you safe. And to the Guardian, safety means staying the same. Its voice is the voice of reason. As you get closer to a profound truth on the cave wall, the Guardian will whisper, "This is self-indulgent. You have real problems to worry about." As you touch a deep well of sadness, it will say, "Don't go there. You'll fall apart. Be strong." As you uncover a memory of your true, limitless nature, it will scoff, "Who do you think you are? That's arrogant. Be humble." It uses logic, shame, fear, and even your own virtues to keep you from journeying too deep. It protects the story of you at all costs because it believes the story is you. Here lies the critical distinction between what seems true and what is true. It seems that this rational, protective voice is you, your core identity, guiding you wisely. You have identified with it your entire life. But the real knowledge, the wisdom of the tablets, is that you are not the Guardian. You are the consciousness that can hear the Guardian. You are the silent, spacious awareness that can observe this voice as it speaks. The great spiritual traditions understood this. They spoke of dying before you die. This does not mean physical death. It means the death of your identification with the Guardian. It is the moment you stop believing you are your thoughts, your titles, your accomplishments, your wounds. You stop being the actor in the play and become the audience. So how do you pass the Guardian? You do not fight it. You do not argue with it. That only gives it more power. You acknowledge it. You turn your light towards it and say, "Thank you for trying to protect me. I see you, I hear you, but I am going deeper now." You do not need to guard this place anymore. You meet its resistance with acceptance. You meet its fear with love. And miraculously, as you do this, the terrifying gatekeeper reveals itself to be a frightened child, simply trying to keep things predictable and safe. By reassuring it, you are reassuring the most conditioned parts of yourself. And then, the path forward opens. Block 4, the glimmering crystal, remembering your soul's light. Once you move past the echoes of pain and the resistance of the guardian, you expect to find only more darkness. But this is where the map reveals its greatest secret. Deep within the cave, there is a light. It is not an external light, but a light that emanates from the very fabric of the inner earth. The tablets describe it as the flower of life, the source from which all things grow. Let us see it as a great glimmering crystal in the heart of your inner world. This crystal is your soul's memory. It is the memory of who you are beyond time, beyond form, beyond the story the ego tells. It is the part of you that was never wounded, never broken, and never lost. It holds the memory of your purpose, the unique frequency that only you can bring to the world above. We spend so much of our lives in the outer world trying to build self-worth. We chase achievements, seek validation, and collect possessions, hoping that one day we will have enough to feel worthy, to feel whole. This is like trying to build a bonfire with wet wood in the middle of a rainstorm. The forgotten truth is that worthiness is not something you build. It is something you uncover. It is already there, inside of you, buried beneath the echoes of not good enough, and guarded by an ego that fears its own dissolution. This inner light is what people touch in moments of grace, a sudden, overwhelming feeling of connection to all of life while watching a sunset, a profound sense of peace that descends for no reason, a moment of creative flow where a masterpiece seems to create itself through you. These are not accidents. These are moments where a crack appears in the ceiling of the cave. An array of light from this inner crystal shines through into your conscious awareness. The difference between what seems right and true knowledge is this. It seems that happiness is the result of getting what you want in the world above. The true knowledge is that lasting joy, what the ancients called bliss, is the result of remembering the light you already possess in the world below. The journey into the inner earth is not just about healing wounds. It is about remembering this light. The healing happens as a natural consequence of standing in its radiance. When you bring the memory of this light back with you to the surface, the shadows cast by the echoes on the wall begin to fade. Block 5, the language of the dark, navigating by intuition. Now, the final and most practical part of our journey. How do you navigate this inner realm? Your 5 physical senses are useless here. Your logical, analytical mind, so celebrated in the world above, is like a pocket calculator in a hurricane. It cannot compute the vast, non-linear reality of the soul. To read this inner map, you must learn the native language of the inner earth. That language is intuition. It speaks in feelings, not words. It communicates through symbols, not spreadsheets. Its voice is the gut feeling, the sudden insight in the shower, the message in a dream, the synchronicity that makes you pause and wonder. It is the quiet knowing that precedes any logical reason. We have been conditioned to distrust this language. The world above calls it woo-woo, flaky, unreliable. We are told to be realistic, which is code for only trust what you can see and measure. This is the greatest disservice we have done to ourselves. We have tried to navigate the ocean with a roadmap. We have tried to understand the soul with the mind of a machine. The ancient traditions knew better. They cultivated this language. They watched dreams, interpreted omens, listened to the whispers of the heart, and valued this inner guidance above all else. This is the difference between belief and gnosis. Belief is accepting a map drawn by someone else. Gnosis is the direct, intuitive experience of knowing the territory for yourself. To learn this language, you must simply start listening. When you have a decision to make, after you have done all the logical analysis, pause, sit in silence. Place your hand on your heart and ask, what does this feel like? Does the path feel expansive, light, and open? Or does it feel constricting, heavy, and draining? The body does not lie. It is the resonant instrument of the soul. Your gut feeling is your soul's GPS. It seems that the best decisions are made with a clear, rational mind. The true knowledge is that the most aligned decisions, the ones that lead to the miracle of the one thing, are made when the clarity of the mind is united with the deep knowing of the heart. They are made when the world above and the world below are in agreement. This is the hidden map of the Emerald Tablets. It is not a treasure map leading to gold, but a soul map leading to wholeness. It is a guide to journeying into your inner earth, facing the echoes of your past, befriending the guardian ego, remembering your eternal light, and learning to navigate your entire life by the unerring compass of your own intuition. And so, you have walked the inner paths. You have stood before the echoes of your past. You have met the guardian who is not an enemy, and you have felt the inextinguishable radiance of your own soul's light deep within the inner earth. You have begun to learn its silent language. The journey below does not mean you stay there forever. The purpose of the descent is the return. You must bring the treasures of the below back up to the world of the above. This is how you accomplish the miracle of the one thing. This is how you heal your life. But what is the solution? There is no magic pill, no single ritual that will instantly perfect your outer world. The promises of instant transformation belong to the world of illusion. The true solution is far more simple, far more profound, and it is a change of relationship with yourself. It is a shift in where you place your attention. Here is a simple, realistic way to begin. Practice the sacred pause. In your life above, you are conditioned to react instantly. An email arrives, you must reply. Someone speaks, you must answer. A feeling arises, you must act on it or suppress it. The sacred pause is the act of creating a space between the trigger and your reaction. It can be as short as a single conscious breath. In that breath, you are not just pausing time, you are opening a doorway to your inner earth. In that silence, you ask a simple question: what is truly happening here? What echo is being touched? What does my inner compass, my intuition, feel? This is how you begin to use the map in your daily life. You stop being a ship tossed on the waves and become the calm, deep ocean itself. Secondly, change from being a judge to being a curious observer. When a difficult emotion arises, anger, jealousy, deep sadness, your old pattern is to either judge it as bad and push it away, or to identify with it completely and let it consume you. The new way, the way of the inner traveler, is to become curious. Turn to the feeling and say, "Hello, old friend. I see you. What are you trying to show me today? Which room in my inner home have I been neglecting?" This curiosity is a form of light. It illuminates what was once in shadow, not with the harsh glare of judgment, but with the gentle warmth of acceptance. This is the alchemy of the soul. You do not destroy your lead. You transform it into gold with the loving power of your attention. And this brings us to the most vital point: the difference between knowing and remembering. You can know everything I have said. You can read hundreds of books on spirituality and psychology. This is the knowledge of the mind, the world above. It is useful, but it is not transformational. Transformation happens in the realm of remembering. To remember is to feel a truth so deeply in your body and being that it becomes a part of you. It is to have a direct experience. a gnosis of your own inner light. Reading the menu is not the same as tasting the food. The entire purpose of this inner journey is to taste your own soul, to remember the flavor of your own divine essence. One moment of true inner knowing is worth more than a lifetime of borrowed beliefs. So the new point of view I offer you is this. Your life is not a series of random events happening to you. It is a sacred landscape emerging from you. Every challenge, every difficult person, every moment of struggle is a signpost. It is your soul's GPS, pointing you directly to the part of your inner earth that is calling for your light. Your triggers are your greatest teachers. Your wounds are the doorways to your greatest wisdom. The world above is not a battlefield to be conquered. It is a classroom designed by your own soul for the purpose of your own remembering. As you stand here, at the threshold between your inner and outer worlds, I want you to feel this truth deep within your being. You are not alone in this. The path you are on, this intimate journey into the self, is the most human journey of all. It has been walked by mystics and mothers, by poets and prisoners, by kings and by carpenters for millennia. The details of their lives above were all different, but the inner landscape, the inner earth below, has always been the same. They too faced the echoes. They too met the guardian, and they too were humbled and transformed by the discovery of the light within. When you walk this path, you walk in their footsteps. You are part of a silent, ancient lineage of souls dedicated to the great work of remembering. Your inner truth is important. In a world that screams for your attention, that tells you to be louder, faster, and more productive, your quiet inner knowing is the most radical and precious thing you possess. It is your sovereign ground. It is the North Star in your personal sky. Trust the feelings that have no words. Honor the inklings that logic cannot explain. Your intuition is not random noise. It is the unfiltered wisdom of your soul speaking directly to you. To listen to it is the ultimate act of self-love and self-respect. And know this, especially for the days when the journey feels difficult. There will be times when the darkness feels heavy. There will be times when the guardian's voice is loud and convincing. There will be times when you feel lost between worlds. Do not despair. This is part of the path. The pressure is what reveals the diamond. The descent is what makes the return so glorious. Every moment of struggle is a strengthening of your soul's muscle. Every tear shed in the inner world waters the seeds of a more beautiful life in the outer world. Be gentle with yourself. Be patient with your unfolding. This is not a race, it is a flowering. Let this video be a gentle rain that softens the ground for your own journey. The map is not mine to give. It has been inside you all along. I have only offered you a way to begin to read it. Now I leave you with a quiet question, not for your mind to answer, but for your soul to contemplate in the silence of your own being. When all the words are gone, what does the silence inside you remember?